Hey everyone, welcome back to the Small Town Nerdcast. I am, of course, your host who has always been here and will never leave you, even though sometimes I post late episodes, Brian. This week, I don't really have a lot prepared. That's because, like I said, I've been trying to get ready for September, which is my birthday month, with a bunch of different topics for each week. So I've kind of neglected everything else that I have been doing. But there is some new stuff, and then we'll kind of get out of the way of that. Anyway, up first, did want to mention, because I forgot to mention it last time, HBO Max won. Well, actually, okay, no. First thing, I almost did the new thing. So the old thing I forgot to mention was HBO Max, or HBO, released their first footage of their Last of Us series that they're going to be doing with Pedro Pascal playing, I think his name's Joel. I don't know. I've never really played the games because I haven't had a PlayStation since like 2012. I think I had a PS3 because I remember playing Killzone or Killzone 2, or was it Killzone 3? I can't remember which Killzone it was, but it was on the PlayStation 3, the one that I played. Anywho, so I've never played The Last of Us. I've always heard about it and always sound really cool, and it looks like a great game. I've always seen cinematics of it and everything. But from what I can tell from the HBO show, this looks pretty awesome. It looks like it's going to be this decade's Walking Dead, possibly, you know. I don't know why I feel like it has that kind of magic. It just, one, from what I know of the video game, there's a lot of good drama in it. And what I know of Pedro Pascal is he's a great actor. And just the look of the preview that they gave us really, to me, felt like it gave us a really good look at the world that they're in and how they're going to interact with it. So I'm pretty excited for it, man. It might make me want to play the game now. I mean, I guess I don't think it's on Xbox. I'm pretty sure it's not. I could check, I guess. I have my Xbox right next to me. I dropped my thing. But I don't know, man. It makes me very interested in it, so it might be something that I will possibly check out some way. Maybe it's on PC too? I don't know, man. Let's see. Show all. We're going through Xbox Game Pass to see if I can just... I think it's just a PlayStation only game, right? Like, I'm not crazy for thinking that, right? Where are the L's? I'm in the D's. D's nuts. Nah. Evil Within, that's not Last of Us. Firewatch, The Forgotten City, Gears, Halo, HI. Okay, Jake. Yeah, I'm still not to the L's. This is, okay, there we go. Lake, Last Kids on Earth, Lawn Mowing Simulator? Okay, so Last of Us is definitely not an Xbox title. Okay, I'm not smart, okay? And I have not been playing games hardly at all. So please forgive me. So yeah, and the other news from HBO Max is they've decided to renew Harley Quinn for a season 4, which I'm super stoked about because Harley Quinn has low-key been one of my favorite DC shows that's been going on. It's fucking hilarious, and it's fun, man. And so, actually, I don't think I've started season 3. Season 3 is out now, I think, but I haven't been I just haven't, man. I don't know what's wrong with me. Like, maybe I'm not depressed, but like, maybe I'm just burnt out. Like, that's probably what it is, you know? Like, you get burned out all the time. And then I'm working crazy hours, and we're about to be working even more intensely in October. So it's just like, I don't know, man. I'm just not all there. We did talk about some of DC's struggles and how I wish they had a Kevin Feige-like character to help right their ship. Well, lo and behold, it looks like DC or Warner Brothers is hiring Dan Lin to fill in the Kevy the Kevin Feige role. So I don't know if it's happened yet, but from the last news that I read, they were really looking to hire this guy, Dan Lin, to take control of the film and TV for all of the DC stuff, which I think would be great, man. I don't know too much about the guy, to be honest. Honestly, maybe anyone can be in charge of it. Let's see. He was an executive turned producer who counts hits such as the live action Aladdin, meh, the Lego movie, all right, and the It horror movies. All right. So, okay, he's got some stuff behind him. And like, honestly, I just think I'm sure they were at least trying to do this beforehand, was have someone oversee everything that was going on. Or maybe they weren't. Like, just have someone who's looking at everything, have someone who is in control of their, not in control, but definitely keeping track of everything, so that, like, you have a plan. Because look at Marvel. Marvel has a plan. Marvel, all their movies serve a purpose, whether it's furthering a character's storyline, but they always seem to further the overall narrative to build up to a new Avengers movie or something like that. And so maybe DC with this Dan Lin guy gets that. I don't know. I'm hopeful, because it would be nice to see DC movies, be good. That's a mean way to say it. But like, now you have, what's his name, Matt Reeves, who signed on for multiple DC films. And with Dan Lin, maybe they can come together and build a cool universe with all new characters. Just let the old one burn. Is all I'm saying. Speaking of DC Comics, this is awkward. So they decided to release some Hispanic Heritage Month covers, and we got to see a look at some of the ones that they're going to do. And if you notice anything about all these covers, they all have one thing in common. These characters are all holding food. Like, the Blue Beetle's got tacos. I think it's Kyle Rayner was carrying a bag of tamales. Hawk Girl had, like, I don't know, she's at a Mexican food truck. And I'm starting to think maybe they just think that all we do is eat food. I'm Hispanic, so it's part my heritage. I mean, I'm only half Hispanic, but it's still part of my heritage. And even I'm kind of like, that's pretty offensive. I don't know, man. I guess it would be like if you had, like, all of your American characters just, I don't know, eating, like, well, I mean, there's not a White Heritage Month because every month apparently is White Heritage Month, but like 4th of July, and you just, I don't know, distilled it down to just hot dogs, fireworks, and getting drunk. I don't know, like, but it's just, I don't feel like this is a bad look, DC. Like, don't do this. And what makes it even worse is the artist who drew the Green Lantern one, Kyle Rayner. The original post did not have him holding a bag of tamales. It had him holding his Green Lantern with, like, a Mexican flag or a green flag that said "Viva la Mexico," and it looked awesome. And then they took out the lantern and put it where he's holding a bag of tamales, and that was the one that they were planning to release. And that's what kind of makes me a little mad, is because you had a cool cover that had, like, a perfect Hispanic message and Hispanic like image, and then you're like, yeah, but tamales? And don't get me wrong, love tamales. Tamales are my favorite thing in the world. But come on, guys. Like, it's a little racist, is all I'm trying to say. Then again, DC Warner Brothers, a little bit racist. Like, look at the people that, well, I don't know. They're going to hire Dan Lin, and he's not white, so yay for that. Anyway, so needless to say, a bunch of fans were fairly disappointed, outraged at what was happening here. And thankfully, DC listened to the rage, and they're going to post the artist's original picture with him not holding a bag of tamales, which I am happy for. I am all for, trying to tone down the stereotype and tone up the Hispanic imagery that celebrates Hispanics. That's what we should be doing. Anyway, sorry. Maybe that's what's wrong with me, is I'm just disappointed. Disappointed in DC, and it's thrown off my mood because I just heard about that today, and it makes me upset. What doesn't make me upset and actually makes me happy is NASA is preparing to send probes inside Uranus, and I cannot stop laughing at that headline, and I can't stop telling people that because I think it's the most hilarious thing in the world. But yes, so the planet Uranus, or Uranus, as some people call it so it doesn't sound as silly, is going to probe it, man. They're sending probes there. I guess they want to learn more about this sideways spinning planet because, Uranus or Uranus. I'm going to say Uranus because it's funny, but I think I should say Uranus because it's less funny and a little more, but I can't do it. So Uranus spins sideways compared to all the other planets, which I think is kind of funny. And maybe they're trying to figure out why. Why does it do that? Is it because there's aliens living on it and they've just terraformed the planet and they have a weather machine that makes things spin a different way? Or what makes it sideways in this weird no direction outer space infinity void? All right, now I'm getting depressed thinking about the infinite void of space and where I sit in it. And yeah, this is not a happy episode. I'm so sorry, guys. Like I said, I'm very not prepared and just kind of flying by the seat of my pants today and this week. But hopefully September will be a lot better because I've already recorded some of the episodes. So yeah, get excited, get ready, because tomorrow, this is coming out on August 31st because it's late, but tomorrow is the start of September, which means it is the start of my birthday month podcast extravaganza where I talk about all of my favorite things. And, you guys chose which of my favorite things I was going to talk all about, and that was cartoons. So we're going to talk about some morning cartoons that I grew up with, and I don't want to spoil too much. I'm sure you know what one of them is, though, because it's something I've talked about on the podcast before, something you guys know I love very much. It is not going to be the first show we talk about. I'm hoping the first show we talk about is a surprise, because I just, I want to shock y'all, but it's not shocking. Once you hear what my first favorite cartoon is, I think you'll understand why. I think it'd be a lot of fun, man. I'm excited to share these with you, and maybe some of you will enjoy these shows. Go check them out, because some of them you can watch parts of them on YouTube and stuff. So I'm hoping, maybe open some eyes or bring some of you older people back down memory lane, and we can enjoy some good old fashioned cartoon watching. I don't know. Anyway, that's all that I got this week, guys. Super short episode because I am just not okay. Oh, also one thing I have been trying to do, and I'm still not sure how I'm going to get it to work, but I'm working on it, is so I think y'all have seen, if you watch my streams, or maybe you haven't seen it. Oh, you should. It's been on camera. I have an electric drum set. It's something I got. I used to play drums when I was younger, and RJ was actually interested in drums as well, and we compromised with having an electric drum set because it's something we can control the volume of and put headphones on if RJ wants to bang around on it, or if I want to bang around on it. And I've recently learned that I can plug the drum set up to my really nice computer speakers, and I get a really good quality sound out of it. And also, at the same time, I can still play music through those speakers. And what I've also learned is that if you go to YouTube and you look up rock band playthroughs with no drums, it is like having these songs with no drums so you can play drums to them. So it's like having a cool little drum practice thing just there at my fingertips with YouTube and an electric drum set. And I kind of want to play on stream because, one, I think it's a way to get me to try to get better, and two, I think it'd just be fun, something I enjoy doing, something that would be fun to share with you guys. But what I'm trying to work on and figure out, because it's hard to do, is balance the music that's coming through my desktop, which is on its own little sound thing, and also the sound of the drums coming through the speaker, because also the sound of the music comes through the speakers as well. So I don't know. Well, maybe if I just mute the desktop audio and only play what's coming, like, that might be a way. I don't know. I'm working on how to balance that and how to make it sound okay on a stream. And so as soon as I can figure that out, I will probably try it. Or maybe I'll try it and we'll try to fix it live, and you guys can give me like a heads up to be like, hey, this sounds too loud and this sounds too quiet, or the other way around, or you're really bad at drums, Brian. You should not be doing this. So I don't know. We'll see how that all plays out. But that's all I got for you that's all that I have for you guys this week. Thank you for being a part of the show. Thank you for listening. Sorry it's short and sweet, but you probably got better things to listen to right now. Like, I've been listening to a lot of great podcasts here recently, and I just want to give a shout out to two of my favorite listening things right now. First one, got to give a shout out to my friends, Cult 45 podcast. They talk about movies. They do great reviews. They're hilarious together, and I just enjoy listening to Beat 'em Down and Random Randy Savage all the time. And it always makes me sad that they don't just release daily, because there's so many movies out there. Why aren't you just doing an episode a day? Come on. The second podcast that I've been listening to here recently is called Dungeons and Daddies. And Daddies is an acronym for something that I cannot remember at this moment. It's a really funny D&D podcast that I really enjoy listening to. And I think they have like 3 seasons out, maybe 4 seasons. And I just started with season 2 because I got tired of scrolling to find season 1. So I just went with season 2. And it's great because it's not like a continuation of a single story. It's like kind of a continuation, but a completely different story at the same time. And so I don't feel lost in anything while picking up with season 2 and moving on. And I've been having a lot of fun with that, and they're having a lot of fun doing it. It's called Dungeons and Daddies, and I'm listening to it on my Apple Podcast app, and also back again to Cult 45 movie podcast. Great guys and hilarious as well. But that is actually finally the last thing that I wanted to talk about, and I'll let you guys go. See you later.